So, I recently got back on Scratch just because I wanted to do the things I used to do back in the day. Basically, just play with these little object show kind of things, make your own insert object show / camp. And I found this, which is completely just stuff by Hypercrystal. Basically, all of these characters were used for, I think it was called like BFDI teams if they had an extra member or something. Yeah. So these are all free characters unless you do credit them. Not sure if just mentioning it or even showing it in the video is enough. I'll put it in the description, probably just in case. I'm not sure if future me would do that, but that's not really important. So I did this at 11 p.m. like when I first found this out, and because of that, I had thought of 4 different kind of seasons. One which was more of a casual show with 4 teams of 6. A second one which was kind of like Drop 4. A third one which was kind of in the style of Object Connects, which is just duos, but every single elimination only one person on that duo gets eliminated. And if another duo does get eliminated, up for elimination and loses another member, those 2 remaining members would basically merge into one. So yeah, and for the last one, it was just a trio season with the same kind of idea, just minus the addition. Just adding someone else. So yeah, I am deciding to show y'all what I would have done. And I still somewhat remember. I remember how the team layouts were for a good amount of them. I remember who the winners were. I remember how I made it. But I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna. I'm not even sure if I'll do the exact same as when I first did it. So yeah. So yeah, all of that out of the way. Let's actually get started. Also, if any of y'all wanna use this, it's called Object Hotel mobile version Object Show, or you could just look up Lay's Chips 33. Yeah. Okay, so the first team would be run by, I think their name is Boxing Glove, if I'm correct. Okay, so they would choose all of the stronger players within the game. So we choose Thread, I think that's what his name is, Lamp, Tin Can. He still doesn't. I don't even think he still even has a real name yet. I think it was also Runner Up. He was also in this, and I think it was also Grain or Starfruit. I think it was Grain, to be honest. All right. So next, we have Cupcake. Frisbee. I think it also had Box, Band-Aid. I think they're called Bottle Cap and Sand. Yeah. And the next team would be run by Globe. I'm gonna need to move some of them. Yeah. So Globe goes right here, and he chooses Blueprint, Honey, Jar of Honey. I don't know. Potted Plant, Pot. I don't really remember. I think it was Glue, and last but not least, Honeycomb. And of course, the remaining ones had formed the team, which was, I think it's, I don't remember their name. I think it was like Bolt or something. Camera is really sucking right now. So I'm gonna just call him male or something. Mushroom, Starfruit, Sapphire. I think it would be pronounced Dirjrop because of like the accent. I don't exactly know what it would be named, especially with the accent and not like since Hypercrystal did somewhat have an accent, but yet again it's kind of more normal. It can be interpreted in many different ways, especially since he never actually put in like the names of the characters in like a description or something. I think he did put it in the source files, but I don't really care about this. I'm gonna just call him Dirprop because that's kind of how I think he said it. And then we have Crown. So, I feel like, if I'm correct, the first team that lost was, I think it was this team. Oh yeah, I did have some names as like little jokes kind of stuff, and also a little bit of lore with it. So Boxing Glove wanted this more stronger people in the game, and I think I called it the strongest fighters or something. Globe wanted a more sensible and smarter people. Sensibility. That is the only name I fully remember. Sensibility. I'm not kidding. That was I still remember that. 11 p.m. And because they weren't exactly chosen, these were the outliers. And then these six. I never actually came up with a name for these, or at least for what I remember. I think it was like, I don't know, something, maybe like friend group or something. I don't know. But yeah. So let's start with the elimination order. Oh yeah, I just wanted to mention. So, in this game, basically, it's Band-Aid, Box, and Bottle Cap that are friends. Frisbee and Cupcake are friends. Sandy's kind of just someone that, or Sand, I guess, is kind of just someone that they talk to from time to time. Yeah. Alright, let's actually get to the elimination order. So, the first team that would end up losing is Sensibility. And, to be honest, from the look of the team, I feel like someone who would probably end up getting eliminated would probably be between, like, either Pot, Blue, or Honey. But I feel like out of the three of them, Pot is definitely gone. Then it would be Strongest Fighters or something. I still don't remember. I think I either eliminated Thread or Tin, but I am very sure that it was Thread. Then we have Friend Group. I think it was Sandy? Yeah, it was Sandy. Because I remember hearing them way longer than they should. And then it goes back to the Sensibility. This time they lose Honey. And back once again to Strongest Fighters. This time losing 10. Now we finally get to go to the Outliers, which obviously their drop is out. So yeah. I think after that it was Sensibility again, just because I thought it would have been funny, and it was Honeycomb. And I think in this team, in the friend group, it ended up being Bottle Cap, and for the Outliers, it was Mushroom. And then Screw. Yeah, I think that was his actual name, Screw. Hold on. I think there would be one more elimination before the merge. Yeah, it was on Sensibility. Yeah, it was cool. I do remember keeping these two. I just don't exactly remember the full order of how they got out. I think about. Oh wait, no. The Outliers lose Starfruit. I think it was supposed to go way earlier, but I do remember him not making it to the merge. Alright, it's merge time. Gotta see inside. Yeah. No, not costumes. That's where is it? This is built weird. can't see it. Okay, so I finally actually fixed my laptop as how it probably should have been. Okay, so from all of these, yeah, it was this one, because they don't exactly have a merge kind of spot. Because this was mainly made for kind of team stuff. They had this, which I don't even know what it's supposed to be. Of course, the 2 teams, the 3 teams, and the 4 teams, which did indeed happen. But this is how I will do the merge, so yeah. Why is this the first thing I see outside? Okay, I'm not doing that Cooper again. Alright, so now we are officially on the merge. So this spot will not be used because I don't know how it would. But let's actually get into this. I did also do a rejoin for this season and not for any of the other ones, so yeah. I will be doing that soon. Just after the first elimination. Yeah, it was after the first. So out of everybody here, I think the winner ended up being, like in the challenge, it ended up being Globe, Box, and Crayon. Yes, I did 3 for the first time. So, out of pure strategy within all the contestants, they voted out Box and Glove. He was the strongest out of everybody in the game, so he was definitely more of a threat. So, they voted him out. I'm not sure what the challenge would be where he would end up losing, but it would happen one way or another. So, I think next, oh wait, hold up. Rejoin time! I do indeed remember who I brought back. It was Mushroom. And I think he ended up actually getting eliminated second? I don't really remember when I eliminated him, but they got out. I'm gonna just give them Boxing Glove spot. Anyways, so I think obviously it would be like Mushroom because, you know, he's the rejoiner, but I'm very sure it was also Blueprint and Lamp. I think at this point, like Green, you know, he's more of a cocky kind of character, not exactly much of a threat. Sure, the smart, of course, Globe would be smart and probably be somewhat of a threat, but he's not exactly the most strongest. Sapphire is definitely a bit of a threat, but not that much. Crayon is oblivious, especially if she ever gets on some kind of alliance, even if it's a lie. Runner-up is more of a kinder kind of person, but yet again, somewhat of a threat. And the friend group, they're kind of just commoners. There's literally not much about them. But I feel like out of everybody here, they would have probably voted out Band-Aid. Yeah. Okay, so I think there was like at least 1 or 2 more rounds of there being 3 people safe, but I don't really care about that. So next would be Grain, Cupcake, and Sapphire. Also, I think most of the merge would end up being like contestant votes, so yeah. Out of these people, I feel like Crayon would have been eliminated, so yeah. I hate left, I hate right click. I hate it. Okay, so Mushroom wins again, Lamp wins, and so does Runner Up. Yeah, there we go. So, out of these people, I'm pretty sure they ended up voting out Blueprint. Alright, I'm gonna need to make more space. There we go. So, next would end up being Box. I think it was Sapphire? To be honest, I'm not even sure how it went, to be honest. And then Frisbee. I feel like everyone would have gotten tired of Mushroom again, so yeah, they're out. There we go. Now it's down to 2 people per safe. I guess safe. This would be Globe and Lamp. They vote out Sapphire. box and grain, vote out lamp. Now we're going down to one person per safety, so it would be runner up, and they would end up voting out Frisbee. Cupcake wins, box is eliminated. I think in this case it would be grain who wins, and there goes glow. Now in this case, actually wait, no. Yeah, there was one more challenge. So out of the three, I think it's kind of obvious who wins. It's grain. And then the person eliminated, though. Now, it seems like a pretty easy kind of thing to figure out who it might be, but to be honest, I'm not exactly sure how most of the viewers would end up being. But nonetheless, the person eliminated is runner-up. Yep. He does not get to be a runner-up. He does not live to his name. Now we have to go on to the finale. Yep. All of this is contestant vote, where they vote for who they think deserves to win. So, in elimination order of the jury, first would be Box and Glove, because, well, not only were they on a team, but also he thought he was one of the more stronger and thought he was worth it. Then we have Band-Aid voting for Cupcake, since, you know, they were friends. Crayon voting for Cupcake, since, to be honest, I feel like they would end up doing some kind of friendship-related kind of thing. Blueprint, though. I feel like, out of everyone, he would probably vote for, like, Grain, since he would think at least someone deserves it. Cupcake, since, you know, they're a fellow armless one. And to be honest, I don't even think they really know how they look. Sapphire, obviously he votes for Grain. Lamp, though. To be honest, with him, in this case, he would mainly just be the more annoyed kind of side, especially with most of the cast. But out of these two, Cupcake's less annoying. Frisbee obviously votes for Cupcake. Runner up, wait, no, he's last. Box votes for Cupcake. Glow votes for Cupcake. Doesn't really matter for runner up. He still votes for Grain, though. So, of course, if you understand the basics of how, you know, this works, the winner is Cupcake. Yep. The winner is Cupcake. That was as I originally thought. I still remember every single one of the winners. I remember how it went. Actually, wait. Yeah, I remember it. I accidentally got rid of them. Yeah, I remember every single one. So yeah, time for season 2. I have switched positions, but that does not matter. So, this one, as I said, is kind of in a Truck 4 style, which is basically just two people. Two people on a team, basically a duo, and they have to find a way how to win. And of course, during the eliminations, it would be some duos, and whoever gets voted out is obviously eliminated. So yeah, let's get into this. I don't exactly fully remember how these exactly worked, or who was on what kind of duo, but I do remember I did kind of randomize it, not exactly like using some kind of wheel or something. I kind of just thought of a random kind of way, like opposites. Nonetheless, let's just do this. No friends together. So here are all the duos. I do not exactly remember which duo had what kind of members, but I do remember 7 of them. So let's go over the more obvious ones. So first, not really obvious, but just the ones I do remember. Anyways, so first is Box and Glue, which I will call the sticky boxes. I don't know. But I do remember it, and to be honest, I kind of just wanted to put something in a box, so yeah. I chose Tin and Bandage, or Band-Aid, I guess. I kind of thought it would have been kind of funny, like adding Band-Aid to some kind of random character and, adding them to the team as if it was an actual Band-Aid. But nonetheless, they both work together because I feel like they both wouldn't really cooperate that much, or at least work well together. Next we have is Starfruit and Lamp. At this point, I'm not even caring about which one I originally made. Kind of just going on how I made it. And these two are put together because, they're opposites. Because, like, Lamp is more of a quiet person, keeps to himself, while Starfruit is more of a showboat kind of person. So, their main dynamic is kind of just Starfruit annoying the hell out of him. Just really hoping he gets out at one point, or just finds a way to get rid of him. Then we have Screw and Globe. Yeah, I kind of just put them together. I didn't know. Now, Thread and Honeycomb. They do have a reason. I don't fully remember the video, but if I'm correct, it was Honeycomb and Thread who were used for BFB pre-split. Honeycomb as the have-nots and Thread as the have-cots. So, yeah. Then we have these two, just randomized it, kind of just thought of a random thing in my head. Same thing, but to be honest, kind of like the dynamic between Lamp and Starfruit, but instead of Lamp just always being annoyed and more quiet, Honey is somewhat kind of quiet, but not really too much, and more of a nicer kind of person. And she just goes with a cocky showboat. And I put Cupcake and Sapphire together because I feel like, I don't know, they would have like a weird kind of dynamic between the two. So yeah, this one was a last minute thought, and I kind of just, I can't really think of anyone for Pot except for like Sandy, or Sand, but I don't really care. And to be honest, I kind of just want to make it a little bit more funnier for another joke. So yeah, we have these two. Now, I am very sure it was probably, I know it was one of these two. I think it was Blueprint and Runner Up. Yeah. But I don't exactly remember who Boxing Glove's partner was. I'm gonna just switch it back. Switch it as it should have been. So yeah, more of a nice and kind of energetic kind of character, yet also, kind of idiotic, with a incredibly smart person who thinks about every single move they dare do. So, yeah. Then we have Teardrop and Crayon. I kind of just felt like it would have been kind of funny to see these two work together because Chris Crayon just wants to be more included with teams and stuff. Teardrop is kind of just there as a more jokish kind of character. So I felt like their kind of style would have been nice, or I guess their dynamic in a way. And these two, I'm very sure you know why. I don't remember their original partner of either of them, so I just put these two together. So yeah, these are all the duos, and because I only listed these two's name, I will get to all of these eventually. So yeah, so I have thought it over. So these are the sticky cardboards, these are the bandaged up cans, these are the loved and the showboats, these two are the historic medals, these are the cap hots, these are the circulars, these are the complete differences, these are the duos, these are the fight and flights, these two are the workarounds, these are strongest sensibilities, and these are gardener's dreams. So yeah, these are all the duos for season 2, and let's get into this. So out of all of these teams, I feel like the historical medals, the cap hots, and the Circulars, and even Gardener's Dream would end up being up for elimination. But I feel like out of all of these, the people eliminated, or I guess the duo eliminated, it would be Gardener's Dream. I just feel like they would. I feel like next would end up being the duos. The differences, the Love and the Showboat, and the Cav Hots. Yeah, they went up again. But out of these, I feel like they would end up getting rid of the. I already found their name. Oh, that's why I really should not do improv. Yeah, the duos. Yeah, I feel like they would end up going away mainly just because of Cupcake being the winner. So yeah. Next would be the bandaged up cans, Showboat, and the Loved Again. Strong Sensibility, I think that's what I call them. Strongest Sensibility, and of course the Workarounds. And out of these two, it's gotta be the Loved and the Showboat. Then we got Fight and Flight, the Sticky Cardboards, the Circulars, and Historical Screws. Historical Medals. Yeah, a lot of bloopers are gonna be in this, but I don't exactly have much time, so yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, Fight and Flight is obviously out. Okay, next would be the differences, the Cav Hots, the Historical Medals, and Strongest Sensibility. To be honest, the difference is because they haven't really lost much, but neither has most of the bottom row, so yeah. And I think one more duo would end up going out before then, so yeah. Just before the merge. So, out of these 7 duos, I gotta say, the next ones that would be up for elimination are the Sticky Cardboards, Strongest Sensibility, the Workarounds, the Circulars. They would probably end up voting out. I gotta think. Alright, I have thought about it. Strongest Sensibility is out of here. Yep. So, now it's merge time. Hooray! Hip hip hooray! Cheerio! Now we gotta put everyone into the right spaces. So now in the merge, it's time to decide who would be safe. So out of these 12? Yeah, 12. The people who would be safe are Glue, Screw, and Band-Aid. And because of this, I feel like they would probably end up voting out, I think it was Sand. Yeah, Sand, goodbye. Put you back right here. And you back inside the box. Alright, so now I feel like it would be Teardrop, Crayon, and Honeycomb. So I had an idea for this season where basically Thread has more kind of like character development, you know, becomes a little bit more nicer, yet still kind of keeps up the personality. I think at this one he's had enough of that. He's in the jury. I'm not talking like within the personality thing, but I think he's had enough screen time. So yeah, I'm keeping Teardrop in the safe spot because I had this little silly idea where basically For some reason, he just kind of gets, or she, I don't even know. I'm gonna just keep calling it Viking. He would end up getting stronger throughout the show, specifically this kind of season, because, you know, he gets to stay longer. So, he ends up staying in the safe spot for a bit. We are now narrowing down to 2 people per safe spot during the merge, and that other safe spot would end up being bottle cap. At this point, Bandage. I still made them go away. Bandage is out. Yeah. Keeping you there. And next safe would end up being Box. Out of these people, they would vote out Glue. And yet again, Theodorov gets to stay in the same space, but this time Tim joins him, and the person eliminated would end up being Screw. And finally, Theodorov is no longer in the safe spot. After 4 rounds in a row, they are gone from it. Instead, it's Honeycomb and Globe. And because they don't want the same problem happening again, they immediately vote on him. It's like 5-2. Because of course Crayon and Theodorov are in cahoots. Nonetheless, now it's narrowed down to 1 person per immunity. And in this case, it'd be Bottle Cap. 10 is out. Bottle comes back, and Box wins. Lulu, not Lulu. Crown is gone. Goner. Gonorrhea is not a good thing. Moving you here. Moving you lower. Moving you here. And you go here. Alright, so next, Lobe wins. Honey comes out. Globe comes back. And there goes Bottle Cap. Lobe's out. Down to the finale once again. Yes, sir. I'm very sure these were the same finalists, but whatever. This is the most I can remember. So yeah, let's get into the votes. Alright, so first, I feel like Sandy would probably end up, or Sand. I keep calling them Sandy because that's what they originally were. And also, Texas Squirrels. Anyways, so, Sandy, obviously, God! Okay, Sand votes for Bottle Cap. So does Thread. Band-Aid, obviously, votes for Box. Glue votes for Box, you know, because they were duo in the season. Screw, though. I think he would also end up voting Box. Drop. No. I don't know. I remember how I originally did it. Yeah. I just remembered how I originally did, where I eliminated Crayon for Theater Drop because, you know, we've been in the same spot for way too long. And to be honest, that would be a kind of funny kind of way to do it. Nonetheless, that's different now because he would originally follow Crayon and whoever she voted, but that is not happening anymore since she is 2 spots away. But nonetheless, I feel like Theodoro would end up probably voting between these 2. That's literally all his options. But I feel like out of these 2, he would probably end up voting Box. Yeah. Tin votes for bottle cap. Crayon joins Dewdrop. Honeycomb votes for bottle cap. And now it's up to Globe. They can either decide between box or bottle cap. Giving box the obvious win, which to be honest is more obvious. Or they could give bottle cap a second chance, putting them in a tie. But because they were the one immune, they choose box. So yeah, of course, yet again, if it isn't already obvious enough, the winner is box. Yep. Yeah, I can't do it. There we go. So yeah, box is the winner. And now it's time for season 3, baby. As I said, it was more of a all the connect kind of stuff, but they actually get to choose the duos. So let's get into it. All right, so here are all the duos. So, I'm very sure within kind of most of these are kind of obvious, you know. Of course, we have Blueprint and Globe, you know, them being the more smarter and sensible kind of people. Of course, these two being on the team because, you know, they're friends. And, of course, these two because, you know, they're pretty good as a duo. The rest of these, I kind of just came to mind. I don't fully remember how it was, but I am very sure it was either tin or boxing glove we got some kind of remaining person, but nah. Oh yeah, I'm very sure it was also lamp and mushroom still, because like lamp is really easy to irritate, but mushroom would be a pretty good person to be with, I guess. I don't really know. I also wanted to make like a weird kind of sibling kind of relationship between some of the characters, so yeah, kind of obvious which ones it is. It's Starfruit. Okay, let's actually get into the real ones. I won't exactly give any names this time because too lazy and I don't really want to deal with it right now. So yeah, let's get into season 3. Now, this time, the first team, or I guess duos that would be up for elimination are runner-up in Glue's duo, Pot in Bottle Caps duo, Thread and Sapphire's duo, and of course, Screw and Sand's duo. And out of all of these people, I feel like Sapphire would be out. So yeah. Now it's Honey and Honeycomb. I feel like, to be honest, it would be like brother or sister or something. I don't know. Crayon and Dewdrop again. And Lamp and Mushroom. And last but not least, Screw and Sand again. Screw's up. Wait, no. Actually, yeah, no. Sand. I don't really want to keep Sand. So yeah, these two are put together. So, now it would be Tin Can and Boxing Gloves, Duo, Cupcake and Frisbees, Pot and Bottle Cap, and then Starfruit and Grains, or Weeds. And, of course, they vote out Cupcake because, you know, they're a winner, they have a good chance of, you know, winning again, or at least getting very high, so, yeah. And also, this isn't much of a whatever. So, next would end up being Boxing Bandage, or Band-Aid, Blueprint and Globe, Tin and Boxing Glove, and then, of course, Crayon and Dewdrop. They vote out Box. Another winner, another one to easily get out. So now we have both of the winner companions. Anyways, so next it would be Grand Drop again, runner up in blue, Thread and Screw, the first team that has completely formed a new one, and Pot and Bottle Cap. I feel like out of these ones, blue would be gone. Now it's Lamp, Mushroom, Honeycomb, Glove and Tin Can, and then Starfruit and Grain. They vote out Tin Can. Yeah. So now it would be runner up in Boxing Glove, Screw and Thread, Blueprint and Globe, then Pot and Bottle Cap. They would end up voting out Thread. Now it's Frisbee and Band-Aid, Honey and Honeycomb, Crown and Didrop, and Lamp and Mushroom. Yeah, no repeats. They would end up voting out Didrop. To be honest, they had other kind of people that they would kind of worry about, so yeah. Never exactly voted them out, and they kind of sucked more this season. Yeah, so yeah, now it's these two. Did not mean to do that. Fixed! Anyways, so next it would be Frisbee, Band-Aid, Blueprint, Globe, Honeycomb, Honey, and then Pot and Bottle Cap. Bottle Cap is gone. Then it's Crayon, Screw, Starfruit, Grain, Boxing Glove and Runner Up, and then Band-Aid and Frisbee again. They vote out Crayon. Now, it's just completely the duos that have stayed the same. Starfruit, Grain, Lamp, Mushroom, Honeycomb, and Blueprint and Globe. They vote out Globe. Then it happens again, just minus Blueprint and Lamp and Mushroom. Instead replaces them with Runner Up and Glove and Band-Aid and Frisbee. Yeah, Honey comes out. So I actually think I might have done this wrong. Okay, so I am on the right track. The thing is, it should have been Box versus Glue. They both would have ended up in a tie, huge battle or something, and Box would have won. Doesn't really matter anyways, because I'm not changing any of this. Screw it. So yeah, now we're on to back to this. So, Grain, Starfruit, Mushroom, Lamp, Blueprint, Honey, and then last but not least, Runner Up in Glove. Boxing Glove. What is it? Okay, Lamp is gone. Now it's Mushroom. And because I just remembered, I think right about now, it's a good time for the merge. And also a rejoin. Yippee. We all love to see it. The winner is Robert. Alright, so now we have all the teams rearranged. Well, technically not teams. Doesn't really matter. So, now it's merge time. So, it would be pot, grain, right clicked it, grain, boxing glove, and band-aid. Also, yeah, it's gonna be 4 for this single time. The person they would vote out would be Frisbee. I'm gonna need to pause for a bit. Now, I feel like Robert, Honey, and Pot would end up being the people safe. Should have moved it here. And out of everyone, I feel like they would just vote out Starfruit. Yeah. No character development for you. So this time it would be Mushroom, runner-up, and no, Blueprint. Band-Aid's out. Still got some teams, but now it's a double elimination. Yep, it is a double. But in this case, only one person will win this challenge. But it will go back to 2 for, I think, like, more of a show kind of style, like 2 episodes? Yeah, whatever. And that person who ends up winning is Honey. But who are the people eliminated? That would be Screw and Mushroom. Then it would end up being Pot and Grain. They vote out Boxing Glove. Blueprint wins. They vote out Robert. Grain wins. They vote out runner-up. Pot wins. They get out Grain. And now in this case, what? Never mind. They go back here. Honey wins. Pot's out. 2-person finale once again. Yep. Same thing. Alright, so let's get into this. So, Frisbee would vote for Honey, being more of a friendly kind of person. Starfruit would also vote for Honey because, to be honest, I would think that Blueprint is kind of a nerd. Band-Aid follows Frisbee. Screw votes for Blueprint. Mushroom would vote for Blueprint. Boxing Glove would end up voting for Blueprint. 10 would also vote for Blueprint. Runner-up votes for Honey. Grain also votes for Honey. And last but not least, Pot. He votes for Honey too. So yep. Of course, I'm very sure all of you know what this means. The winner of Season 3 of Object Hotel is Honey. Yep. Easy win. So yeah. I will do the 4th season later on. I am way too tired, And to be honest, it felt more easier on my phone because that's where I did it instead of my laptop. So yeah, I'm tired of this. My arm hurts, and I don't really like holding up an iPad to record anymore. Got tired of that. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. I will eventually make the season 4, maybe even a little bit more extra seasons, and maybe, just on a slight chance, if I'm able to, I might make it a real show. But of course, viewer voting will be involved, so might not go exactly the same. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye bye!